Hi, this is Erin Hall, and today I wanted to talk about some really cool Web 2.0 tools that I've found that I think would be great additions to our online courses at Georgia Virtual School. We're going to look at Kahoot versus Flipgrid. Why did I choose these tools and how are they similar? Both tools will work with the online environment for our students to take our online courses. Both will promote additional engagement in the online classroom outside of what is in the LMS. With that, it's going to add a piece of personalization between students and teachers in this online setting. It can be specialized to each of the courses being taught by the teacher. And students do not have to create accounts that ask for personal information. So they're within FERPA guidelines, and we're not asking our students to pay extra for resources or provide information that they shouldn't have to. And of course, that goes with them being free. So teachers and students want resources that are good and reliable and also free. How are these tools different? Kahoot is going to allow you to create interactive multiple choice questions that you can use with students. It also has a large storehouse of activities. So if you're in a pinch before a synchronous session over the Founding Fathers and you'd like a little quiz activity, you could go and search that in Kahoot and probably find one that's already been created by another teacher. It allows you to access reports to see how well your students did with their assessments, and it's going to bring some life to your synchronous session, which we're always trying to do at Georgia Virtual School. Flipgrid, on the other hand, is an interactive grid board that facilitates video discussions. Teachers and students can add content to the message board, so the students have an active role in adding to their learning if the teacher, wants them to do that in their prompt. They can also reply to one another. They can talk to and see one another, which again, without having four walls, we don't see each other, and it's nice to have that personalization in the online class. The teacher also has the ability to control how long the videos are, and it works best for asynchronous use at Georgia Virtual School, which is another reason many of our students come to us, is because they want the benefits of the asynchronous learning. How do I plan on using Kahoot in my online classroom? Here's my dashboard, and we'll look at it more closely in just a minute. But I do plan on using it for AP, exam, and course final reviews. It'll make a great ticket out of the door for synchronous sessions. Also a pulse check to see if students are still there participating during the Jigsaw synchronous sessions. And to add some gamification to the online Jigsaw synchronous sessions. For Flipgrid, it can be incorporated into the required course discussions. You could put the Flipgrid link into your discussion prompt and have students respond that way. You can also post resources, prompts, videos in your course news and have your students respond to that. And then here's how I think I'm going to use it this semester is to house resources for the end of the semester for final and AP exam review. And it's going to replace my Padlet site for this. How are these tools beneficial to our students? Kahoot's going to keep them engaged during synchronous sessions. They're not just listening to you deliver content. Then the word spreads that your sessions are fun and interactive, so that's going to increase the attendance. Game-based activities improve our students' learning experience, and they receive instant feedback so they can see how they did on the questions over the content you have just presented. Flipgrid, on the other hand, is going to be easy and flexible to use. It's going to motivate students to speak. It will personalize your online classroom with interaction between students and teacher and students and students. And it provides additional digital skills outside of the LMS that'll help our students be better digital learners. So now let's look at my dashboard for each of these. I'll start with Kahoot. Okay, so when I go home in Kahoot, I just created one sample question that can be used, with students. And so when we do our intro sessions, we give them a lot of information, and we want them to take away certain things from this information. They need to know the late work policy. They need to know about following their calendar and things of that nature. So I just did a quick sample question of how I might use this to have a quiz at the end of the synchronous session. And so students can either sign up through their phones or they can get on a laptop and do this. And so when you're ready to join, you're going to put in a code. And you'll see my name has popped up, and I'm going to click Start. And so I can put as many questions as I want, but for this, we're just doing an example. How many kids does Mrs. Hall have? Something I go over when I personalize my information. And then they can answer the question. So it's just a fun way to be interactive. There's a million different ways you could use this. For Flipgrid, I created a little intro of how I want the students to use this. And so you see you will have your introduction, and I'm telling the students I want them to leave resources, and they're going to respond with a resource link or image or something they have found handy to study, and then they're going to provide me a video with how it's going to help them prepare for either the final or the AP exam. So I hope that you found these tools to be interesting and helpful, and will be something that you can incorporate into online classes at Georgia Virtual School.